Spoiler warning, this video contains spoilers for Ghost of Tsushima. Hey guys, Dennis here with Collider Games. After receiving rapturous critical and fan response along with record-breaking sales for Sucker Punch's exclusive PlayStation 4 title, Ghost of Tsushima, it's almost guaranteed that we'll be getting a sequel to this amazing and addicting samurai open-world action-adventure game. Even though I've already played over 50 hours and finished the game, I'm still wanting additional adventures in the Ghost of Tsushima world, and I'm pretty sure other fans are clamoring for more as well. Here are 3 ideas for where the franchise can go from here. While Ghost of Tsushima is a fictional story, it is based on an authentic location and the actual history of the Mongol invasion of Japan. This first idea is the easiest and most likely scenario, which is continuing on with the character of Jin Sakai and his storyline. Number 1. Ghost of Tsushima 2, Battle of Hokkaido Bay. At the end of the game, Jin is branded a traitor by the Shogun, his family clan has been officially disbanded, and his uncle and father figure, Lord Shimura, is either dead or has disowned him, depending on what you choose to do. With this scenario, plus the fact that we've already explored Tsushima, it only makes sense for Jin to leave the island and head to the mainland of Japan. Now the question is whether or not Jin continues to fight off the invading Mongols that have attacked Hokkaido Bay, which is located in southern Japan, which happened historically after the invasion of Tsushima. Or does Jin take his new followers of the Ghost and train them to wage war against the Shogun who is trying to hunt him down? Or more likely, it's a mixture of both. I could see Jin bringing Yuna with him to Japan to train these new followers and fight the Mongols, however leaving behind the rest of the side characters like Lady Masako, Sensei Ishikawa, and Norio, so Jin can meet up with new allies and create new alliances in Japan. This is probably the most likely option as it keeps the same main character and storyline in Jin Sakai and the Mongol invasion that we already are invested in, and they would build on top of the established story and combat that everyone already enjoys. Eventually the Ghost franchise won't be limited to just one location, one time period, and one character. And it may even leave its ancient Japanese samurai roots. However, it most likely will remain with the current setting and theme for at least the next several games. However, changing the main character and the time period is a possible option for the inevitable sequel. Number 2. Ghost of Hara Castle, The Rise of the Shinobi. Could there be a time jump where the next game would be set in the 15th century where Shinobi, aka ninjas, were more prominent? During the Age of Warring States, ninjas were hired as mercenaries for helping in conquering castles and becoming victorious in battle. The Ghost already has ninja-like abilities like stealth, assassination, and spying. Could the Ghost learn new techniques to help defeat the ninja? One event that could inspire the next game is the Shimabara Rebellion, which took place in 1637 when an alliance between local Ronin and mostly Catholic peasants led by Amakasu Shiro rebelled against the Tokugawa shogunate after Christianity was prohibited and taxes were drastically raised. During this uprising, ninja were recruited by the shogun Tokugawa Iemitsu to help defeat the rebellion, which ended with the battle at Hara Castle, a lengthy siege of the castle where the rebels made their final stand. Ultimately, the Shimabara Rebellion was defeated and its participants beheaded. In a potential story based on this event, blending history and fantasy, one lone Ronin could have escaped and survived the siege of Hara Castle, and they must bring back the legend of the Ghost to help defeat the Shogun and exact revenge on the ninjas that killed the rebels. They could also tie this back to the first game by saying the main character is a great descendant of Jin Sakai. Also, having the ability to choose to play as a male or female Sakai descendant would be a nice option to have as well. This next idea is a highly unlikely scenario for the sequel. However, eventually Sucker Punch may look into something similar down the line where the entire setting and theme are completely changed, much like what the Assassin's Creed franchise has done from game to game, most prominently with the recent Odyssey and Valhalla chapters. Here's one idea that I think could go well with the Ghost franchise in the far future. Number 3. Ghost of Shaolin, the Lone Warrior Monk. The Mongol conquest of China, which completed in 1279, resulted in Kublai Khan, the great Khan of the Mongol Empire, becoming the emperor of the newly created Yuan dynasty, thus allowing the game to keep the same main enemies from the original. Starting in 1351, uprisings called the Red Turban Rebellions brought about the overthrow of the Mongol rulers and led to the beginning of the Ming dynasty. The Red Turbans, also known as the Red Scarves, were a secret society of peasants whose goal was to overthrow the Mongol government. The name came from their tradition of using red banners and wearing red turbans to distinguish themselves. During the rebellion, the Shaolin Monastery was looted and partially destroyed. Monks were driven away, and as a result, the monastery was left abandoned for many years. In a fictional scenario, the ghost could be a Shaolin monk that escaped the monastery and eventually gets involved with the rebellion and must learn new martial art techniques in order to help defeat the Mongol regime and restore the Shaolin Temple. This radical change in setting and culture would result in a different combat system focusing on hand-to-hand combat while also mixing in the usual weapons like a sword and bow and arrow. Imagine being able to master the Shaolin 5 animal styles: tiger, crane, leopard, snake, and dragon, much like how the samurai stances and technique skill tree work in the current Ghost of Tsushima game. Also, like the original, this scenario would be a blend of real history and fantasy, much like wushu fiction that depicts the adventures of martial arts heroes in Chinese literature that has spread to movies, TV shows, comic books, and video games. There you have it, 3 sequel ideas for the next Ghost of Tsushima game. Let us know what you think of these ideas, which one do you think is more likely, and what do you want to personally see in the Ghost of Tsushima sequel? Do you want to keep the same main character in Jin Sakai and keep with his storyline? Or do you want to see someone new or a new location and time period? Let us know in the comments below. Also, you guys can follow me at ThinkHero on Twitter or Dennis.tzng on Instagram. Until next time, see you guys later.